actually is lying inside a casket despite being alive. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news. We're looking at the first episode of year 2025 for this news series. This time around 6th to 11th of January. And for this week, we have both excellent stuff on genuine side and also third party side, but at the same time, not too many of them. Firstly, we'll go into HLJ for the genuine figures, and before I proceed, I have affiliate links down in the descriptions below. Please make use of them if you're interested in any of the figures as a way of supporting this channel. And moving on to the genuine figures, alright. Wow, where do I start? 1x4 scale as usual. Okay, this is not an anime figure, but I wanted to touch on him for a very simple reason. We'll get to that in a second. Firstly, we are looking at Infinity Studios 1x4 scale Three Kingdoms Zhuge Liang, which is a historical character from China, a military strategist. 132k almost in Japanese yen, coming out in July. That is 2026, right? Can't be this year 2025. Wow, they could get something like this out in 6-7 months. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing this one up is because we now need a 1x4 scale figure of Eiko from Paripi Komei, or better known as Yaboy Kongming. Like, did you watch this anime? I think it is an original, right? I'm not too sure. I enjoyed it for an idol anime. So yeah, now that we have that uncle over there, we need Eiko at 1x4 scale. And she would look amazing next to this statue, seriously. That is the only reason why I wanted to talk about this statue. Okay, moving on to the next one, 1x4 scale, Shizu Bunny version from, that Tensei Slime anime. Okay, 33k is pretty cheap. Maybe Freeing is feeling the heat from Chinese brands, but shaving off 3,000 yen is not the way to go. 36 is the normal starting price. Okay, coming out in July 2025. Okay, quite soon as well. I find it weird that the other characters are getting yukata versions, and then suddenly Shizu, they give her a bunny suit back to the basics. Yeah, weird inconsistency over there, and I'm not sure if I like that. I mean, when you display the figures from the same anime series next to each other, well, really depends on the personal preference, isn't it? For me, I like variety. But at the same time, if you are releasing a series and then you start off with two characters, the two Oni characters, I think, Shuna and Shion in Yukata, and then now you put this one out in Bunny, it is a bit weird to me. Yeah, nothing wrong with it, just weird. Okay, moving on to the next one, 1x6 scale. Wow. Okay, Widow Yuki Onna Yukino Mifuyo Yukino-san Lying Down by Pure. Okay, Pure is one of the better edgy figure brands out there from China. Very good brand. Just that they haven't made anything that I'm interested in. That's the only reason I haven't bought their stuff yet. And even if I did, I couldn't review stuff like this on YouTube. That is the sad part. Okay, this is going for 26,000 yen for a premium edgy figure at 1x6 is not bad at all. Even more so when you are getting this base over here, which is quite attractive, but you might see this as the top view of a tissue paper box, a very fancy one. So, anyways, it is all up to you whether you like the character design, isn't it? For me, colors are a little bit too bland, but that is just me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the color scheme of this character. Moving up next, also an edgy figure by Omaha, also a Chinese brand. We have Santa Girl Lina DX version. So they're making you buy a Santa figure after Christmas because it is for you to celebrate with her this year. And okay, 19,000 yen for the DX version where you are getting cast of herbal parts, which I can't put on screen. And if you want the safer version, you don't care about exploding a pair of pink color dots, then you can buy the slightly cheaper version at 17,200 yen. So why would one get the safer version, right? And miss out on a couple of important parts. Yeah. So what is happening over here is that in China, as we all know, now they are no longer allowed to sell edgy figures with cast off parts to the mainland Chinese. And the way this brand Omaha is responding is by creating two versions of the very same figure, a safer version and one that has the edgy parts. Over in China, you couldn't get the DX version. Yeah, only the standard version as far as I understand it. Of course, there are still sellers that secretly sell the DX parts separately. Like, literally the plastic sachet or something. They just sell the parts separately, secretly, I suppose. Yeah, there is always a way to get around rules, right? But Omaha, I know the English isn't a first language, but please stop calling your figures STD version for standard version. Give it some other name. It sounds weird to us English speakers. Maybe it is because I have been collecting figures for a long time. Santa outfit figures is not exactly rare to me, but nowadays, yeah, when I think back, I think the past 1 or 2 years we haven't seen Christmas or Santa themed figure very often. So this could be nice to have if you like her. Moving on to the next one, 1x6 scale SG illustration Xion Elfin by Union Creative, only 20,000 yen. That is quite an attractive price, reasonable price for such a pretty figure. I know that Union Creative isn't the greatest when it comes to QC or quality control. I would say this figure could probably sell well enough to require a re-release maybe a year later. Not the first time Union Creative had to do it, by the way, but this is a good one, for sure. Very nice. Colors are a bit bland, once again, but that is based on the original illustration. But the detail levels are what that caught my fancy, obviously. Very nice dress. Oh, this is really pretty, man. Moving up next, we have Ascendia, Chinese figure brand as well. Their figures are leaning towards the slightly cheaper side of things. We have 1x6 scale Sophia F showing tube top version, because we never have enough figures of Sophia, right? Illustration by Nadare Takamine. This is the bonus edition where you get an extra face part and a print over there. Is that a wall scroll? Regardless of the wall scroll is there or not, that extra face part is enough of a reason to choose the DX version over the standard version at 16,300 yen. It is not that much more, right? Man, that looks really painful. Like, your size is L and then you're wearing something that is sized S. Man, either the tube top breaks first or... Man, I know this is meant to be fan service, right? And it is anime logic, but that looks painful AF. Alright, should you get it? Well, this is one of the budget Sophia F sharing figures out there. If you couldn't afford her better figures, which can go above 25k easily, there's even a 40k one by Vertex, yeah, 40,000 yen, then this could be a nice alternative at a slightly lower price. Moving up to the next one, wow, this is going to be so popular. Hobby Sakura doing God's work with art characters nowadays. So, for those of you MILF lovers and also ELF lovers, I mean spelled as EILF. ELF lovers, not my original joke. I learned it from some ongoing seasonal edgy anime, by the way. We have 1x7 scale married women ELF Yuri Deluxe Edition with wall scroll 19k or the standard version at 17k without the wall scroll. I would be fine without the wall scroll, but this is not my favorite version. My favorite version is this alternative color version or unique color version as they call it. Man, this dark elf color scheme is so much nicer. I think it is the color contrast, right? Like her hair is brighter in color and then we have a mid brown skin and then her outfit is dark grey. So I think the color contrast is a lot more striking over here. But if you are to say that, I will get both because to you, normal elves and dark elves are different characters. Yeah, why not? Why not? Personally, I think a mirror image would be best. Like this one over here is her body is facing the left and then the fair skin version is facing the right, like an exact opposite. And then a display both of them side by side, that would be amazing. I think this is a missed opportunity over here to convince people to buy both. But at the same time, maybe they had to be, you know, loyal to the original artwork. If the original artwork is like this, then they had to follow it. They can't just mirror image it as they please, right? So I can understand that, but at the same time, it feels like a missed opportunity, yeah, to convince people indirectly to get both. Now, this is amazing. This is beautiful. And even though I'm normally the kind of guy who leans towards preference on lolly, I can appreciate stuff like that. Like, why not both? Right? Collecting anime figures is all about variety. Yeah, so why not both, right? The lolly stuff and the elf stuff like this. Yes, get it. This is very nice. At least get the standard version if you don't need the art, the print over there. But in my opinion, I think the figure looks even nicer than the original artwork for some reason. Is it a little bit curvier? I think, yeah, the backside is a little bit curvier. Like, there is some small subtle changes that Hobby Sakura has done to the figure to make it look even better. Both the body curve and also the face. This is beautiful and not too expensive. Moving up next, we have among the best figures this week by Good Smile Company. We have Amiya Solo Around the World version from Arknights, where she is lying inside a casket despite being alive. Oh, a violin case. But anyway, this is going for 24,500 yen, releasing in February 2026. I am so tempted. So far, I haven't collected Arknights figures yet. I had 2 Amiya figures, by the way. Yeah, a Rise Up by Weebos, a cheap one, and also a slightly better scale figure by Actoys, which I got on a bargain bin price. I sold both, by the way, because I can't afford to keep everything that I buy and review on this channel. I won't have the space. I would run out of space very soon. So I sold both of those, and I'm still looking for an Amiya figure that is worthy of my shelf for a longer term. And this is high, high on the list of what I want or what I consider as worthy to be on EX Kurogani's figure shelf. This is beautiful. Another Amiya that I'm interested in, I can't remember the brand. It is by a Chinese brand as well. She comes with a motorcycle, a scooter. Yeah, I think you might know which one. That one is still widely in stock in China and not too expensive. I just don't know why I haven't gotten that one yet. But this is even better. Man, this is beautiful. This is creative. This is nothing like I've seen before from anime figures, like lying inside a box like this. Man. At the same time, I do admit that I feel like I'm looking at someone lying inside a casket. I won't lie. That is why I made that joke in the first place, because it does look like one to me. But wow! I'm a detail freak, that's why. Wow! February 2026 on my calendar is still empty. I should give this a serious thought. Okay, the next one, which is also among the best this week, also from Good Smile Company, we have Josiah Kate Sith Crooner from Azur Lane. Almost 24,000 yen, January 2026 release. I only have one figure slated for 2026, by the way, and that is the Nikkei figure that I spoke about last week, March 2026. So my January and February are both empty, but should I really give in so early? Like within the first couple of weeks of year 2025, I'm about to place a figure in each slot for January and February next year. Man! Wow. This is, I mean, details, man. Details. I mean, look at the sculpture around her waist region. Right? All of you cultured people out there would be focusing on the opai. For me, it is the waist and the the thighs, the waist. That is my kind of thing. And look at the sculpt over here. From this region, stomach region, down to the thighs, perfection right there. The sculpting is top notch. I have avoided Azur Lane for so long. Obviously, I lost the battle, but I haven't gotten addicted to it yet. It is about to get worse. Damn you, Good Smile. We are just 2 weeks into the year and you're doing this to me. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, Prem 1 Studio and Prismawing with the overpriced PVC figures again. Though this one is not as bad as some of their other figures. Still expensive. Yoshino from Dead Alive 4, 1/7 scale, almost 33,000 yen. December release, yeah, end of this year. So from what I have heard from others who have actually purchased figures made by Prismawing, they have this very fancy coating that they apply on the figures, and then there's this nice smooth satin finish that is quite, like, it feels different from other figures when you touch it, right? Partly responsible for the high asking price, I suppose. Right, fair enough. At the same time, I'm not sure if it is worth it. Like, just for a very nice coating, for a nice sense of touch. you're paying an average 20% more compared to PVC scale figures from other brands. I'm not sure how to answer that question. Is it worth it? Maybe I won't be able to answer it until I've gotten my hands on the Prisma Wing figure in future, which I doubt I will do so unless I'm very rich. Like, I still have so many FGO figures I haven't bought. Anyways, back to this Yoshino figure. This is actually one of the very best, if not the very best Yoshino figure I've seen so far from every single brand out there, right? There are not many scale figures of her, so there is not much competition, and this is easily the best looking one. The only remaining question is she worth 33,000 yen? Yeah, I'll leave it to the hardcore Dead Alive fans to answer this question. But at the same time, Yoshino isn't the kind of character where you should mess around with when it comes to hesitating whether to pre-order or not. Tokisaki Kurumi, so many figures of her that you shouldn't bother whether her value will go up or not after release. If she does go up, you buy it from other brands. There are so many choices out there. But you can't say the same for Yoshino because Yoshino's prices have a tendency to go up after release. So that is one thing to think about. And this is great. I'm sure that Dead Alive hardcore fans or fans of Yoshino can justify her price, right? Okay, moving on to the next one here. You see, I did not place this figure further in front in the queue for figures on pre-order this week. Why? Because this does not feel very impressive to me. For me as a FGO collector right here. Okay, from Fate's Grand Order with Lancer Tamamo no Mae by Flare, almost 22,000 yen, October 2025 release. I have a very simple question. Yes, Flare may be a branch of Outer, but why should I pay 22,000 yen for this one when I could just hunt for the Kotobukiya version that came out many years ago when she can be found for around 600 Chinese yuan over in Taobao. And she comes with a nice umbrella, and she also has a sandy beach base over there, and she is not sitting, she is standing, so the figure will feel a little bit bigger. Maybe that figure is a little bit hard to find over in Japan, but in Taobao, not too difficult. And this figure by Flare is already losing out to that Koto version a little bit. Yeah, the Koto version has a wet shirt look, right? And you can cast off the shirt. That is an extra bonus over there. So this is not very convincing to me, to be honest. But Tamamo no Mae is one of the more popular characters from FGO. Probably, no matter how many figures of her they make, people will just queue up for her. Yeah, like Max Factory's Tamamo Cat, right? Came out so many years ago. Until today, she's holding on her value so well. In fact, I think in Japanese sites, you can't find her for lower than 20,000 yen. I think 25k minimum. So Tamamo, the Japanese love her. For me, I will be more picky with the figures I buy. Okay, moving on to the next one here. This is another color version. This figure already exists, but she was wearing a red color blouse. This time around, it is white color. By Reverse Studio, Desktop Girls Series Winter Ringo. At 1/8, only 7,000 yen, July release. Yeah. If you prefer the red color version, still widely available, at least in Taobao, yeah, in China. Not too hard to find. If you find around Mandarake, for example, I imagine that you'll be able to track her down as well. So do you prefer the red or the white color one? I think the red color one is a little bit more striking. Not to say this is bad looking, this is fine, but yeah, the first color version is a little bit nicer. This feels a little bit more like House JK outfit. It feels a bit like school uniform when you look at her from far, right, because of the color scheme, but closer up look, she is still pretty. I don't think can go wrong with any color versions. I nearly bought this figure, by the way, the red color version. I nearly bought it, but until now, I haven't purchased one simply because she is at the back of the queue in terms of how important she is to me. And I just wanted to see what the quality of Reverse Studio is like. Yeah, a Chinese brand. Moving on to the next one, this is just a quick mention. This figure of Jing Yuan from Honkai Star Rail. I think a couple of weeks ago, she was on Ami. You can now get her from HLJ for 9,400 yen. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. We are now moving into low budget territory. First one, pop-up red Jill Stingray L size from Cyberpunk Bartender Action. Okay. I don't think this character was in the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime adaptation, right? I don't think so. I don't recall seeing her. Okay, this is the usual 8,000 yen before discounts, June release. I like her. I like Twin Tails. Yeah. Okay, detail level is not bad at all. I mean, I like her outfit. She's wearing over here. Nothing much to complain, but at the same time, this does not look like the figure that I would put down an early bird pre-order. Moving on to the next one. This is a re-release. Not too surprised. Madoka is getting a re-release. And what's amazing is that they did not increase the price. Still the same 4,000 yen price tag. And this is like an above average value proposition compared to the typical pop-up rate, because she actually has a crossbow and that arrow over there, you know, with Scarheart from FGO. Good Smile was so stingy that they did not even give her her spear. Like, she's just sprinting around with nothing in her hands. What the hell? Same thing with Saber Alter. However, they give Madoka her weapon. What the heck? So that is why you never see me buy the pop-up rates of FGO characters. It is so dumb. At the same time, hey, maybe I will in the future if I have a photography idea for those figures. Moving on to the next one. Okay, the last 4 figures are Mega House GEM series, the Go series. Small figures with plastic rods up their ass. The first one here, Sakura Haruno from Naruto, 8,000 yen, pretty pricey, I know. Mega House stuff has always been expensive for their size. Second one here, oh, this is more of a chibi figure. Yunosuke Tanaka from Haikyuu. Third one, we have Nishinoya Yu. And then the last one here, Dan Turbo Granny. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I did not watch Dan, by the way. Is this the same Granny wearing glasses and holding a stick where she can transform into a cat like this? Let me know in the comments below whether my guess is correct or not. I did try watching it, but unfortunately, I'm different from the rest, it seems. I did not like it anyway. Okay, moving on to Ami for some exclusive items. The first one here from Idolmaster, we have Gakuen Idolmaster. Because JKs are the best thing ever. So there are a lot of anime and games, in the end, they go back to the high school setting. Yeah. Kotone Fujita Sekai Ichi Kawaii Watashi version. Wow, that is so... Calling yourself the cutest in the world. That narcissism at the next level. Anyways, 27,500 yen by Mega House. Big oof. That is expensive. Really expensive for 1/7 scale. Okay, coming out in July 2025. I really doubt the quality of Mega House figures. They are fine. Just that their asking prices tend to be quite high. Maybe part of it is licensing cost, but who owns the Idolmaster franchise in terms of license? I mean, Bandai already owns the Love Live franchise, right? So shouldn't be under them, but I'm not too sure. Did not pay attention. Okay, so the first thing that immediately caught my attention is obviously her blouse, not the face. The face is good, but the detail level on the blouse, I like it. And a little bit of waist visible. Nice. I love slender or muscular waist in anime figure characters. Figures like that. Joshire earlier, I love those kind of waist because I don't have it myself, you know. I have only 6 flaps, not 6 packs. Okay, I think this is a good figure to add to any IMAS fans collections. Yeah, good looking figure as long as can stomach the price. Moving on to the next exclusive. Fat Company is at it again. This Lancer Kyohime from FGO was a regular release 7-8 years ago. Now she is getting a re-release coming out in September 2025, but as an Ami exclusive. 18,800 yen is reasonable. I think back then it was 13k or 14k. Yeah, so that is not a big price increase considering the currency depreciation that has happened over the years. This is worth it as long you don't mind getting your figures at Ami. Okay, I do own this figure, and seeing that she is getting a re-release now, maybe I'll review her one day. Yeah, the reason why I did not review is because she is an older figure, like very old by now. I got her for cheap on Taobao, by the way, many years ago. Yeah, just like Fat Company's Kirigiri Kyoko, because Ami exclusive re-release, I revisited that figure. Maybe I'll do the same with this Kyohime. Okay, moving on to the next one here, Mega House exclusive again, Persona 5 Royal Joker Showtime Edition, 24,200 yen. Okay, so unlike that IMA's figure earlier, this one does not have a scale and he goes for 24,000 yen. What does that tell us? It means that this is smaller than that IMA's figure earlier. Yeah. The Luquia series that does not have a scale can expect their size to be around 1/8 scale equivalent, not big at all. Even more so when this is a male character, right? And males are normally taller than the female characters. Let's see the height over here. 23.5 centimeters to the top of the head. So yes, this is 1/8 scale. Yeah, this effect part over here plus the base, that is at least 2 to 3 cm. And this is a dude, so yeah. Wow, very shiny. No shiny leather outfit, they look great regardless of whether it's on a male or on a female, you know. Moving on to the next Ami exclusive, another Mega House GEM. We have Full Metal Alchemist Great Lin Yao with light up base. Alright, 22,000 yen. Nah, that LED cost Mega House like $1 only. June 2025 release. This is not too different from the base we buy from, you know, from some toy stores or figure stores. They sell you this base where you can display a figure and it rotates and then there is light coming out from it. This is very similar actually. Doesn't cost too much for Mega House to make. 22,000 yen and no scale, must be 1/8 again. Let's have a look. Yeah, 21 centimeters, there we go. This is not big at all. The base is a few centimeters over there. Okay, moving on to the next one, Goddess of Victory Nikkei Quincy by GNF Toys. I've never seen this brand before. Literally my first time seeing this name. This is a very expensive 38,000 yen, but at the same time, this is a 1/6 scale, and this figure is very detailed. Alright, fair enough. Expensive? Yes, but I wouldn't call this overpriced yet. Man, Nikkei is taking a page off Azur Lane. Everyone has big boing boings on their chest, man. Gradient on the hair looks fine. I don't want to scroll anymore because, you know, yeah, those big melons on the chest. Okay. Is she like a prisoner? I mean, those handcuffs are beautiful and then she is holding that number. Is she a prisoner? That would be interesting. However, I'm not too impressed with the figure otherwise. I'm not sure why. Maybe because the face isn't that nice looking, or perhaps it is just the lighting over here, the face, right? The other side is a little bit dark. I'm not too sure. I mean, I like the details, but I'm not sure if I would be willing to pay 38k for this thing. I've seen better Nikkei figures by even Hobby Sakura. That doesn't cost as much. Okay, moving on to the next one, the last figure on Ami for this week. This is from their ecchi section somehow, maybe because you can see a nyan down there, obviously. Shigure Minaduki 1/4 scale by binding, 44,000 yen. How many people will pre-order this? I mean, most people will be happy with Chocola and Vanilla, right? This side character over here, yeah, the lolly enthusiast, they will pre-order it, obviously. Damn it, fabric outfit. I don't like it. That ruins the figure for me. That is all for Ami. Our last stop over here, a Nin game for Beautiful and Insight figures. 5 of them this week. 4 of them are the same character or the same figure. Okay, the first one here, the Wild Kurosu Gatari. Okay, basically a MILF, right, with no clothes on. 20k at 1.6 or 30k at 1.4. And then there is a variant over here where she is wearing glasses for those of you who love Megane. Same thing, 20k at 1/6 and 30k at 1/4. They could have reduced the variety to 2 different figures, like you give us 2 different head sculpts, one with glasses or one without glasses, and then you just judge whoever that purchased or pre-ordered the figure. Why 4 different figures? I don't get it. And this is PMMA, not PVC, so it is fragile. I understand that they couldn't give just a small pair of glasses in the box as a separate part. It will break, but at least give people like, yeah, 2 head sculpts in the box and be done with 2 versions. Why 4 versions? Maybe they did not want to exceed the 20k and 30k price points, right? Just like how Alter controls the size of their figures to meet a specific price point, so you have 1/8 scale male characters and 1/7 scale female characters. Maybe that is what's going on over here. And the last one, wow. First, blindfold play Karen Otsusaka. This is only 1x5, one version only, 22,000 yen plus. That is a very flexible pair of legs for a JK. And that is all for genuine figures on pre-order this week. Now we move on to third parties, making use of OSGK, which is our affiliate partner for the third party resin figure section. Starting off with around 6 GB figures, where 5 of them are Anya. We have 2 Anya Forger figures cosplaying as Roro Noah Zoro. The first one here is by Huan Jiangshi Studio. Primary color blinking version, and then primary color one-eyed version. Do we have pictures? Oh, more like it is just a different face expression and then different color blinking version, green hair. I know that she's cosplaying Zoro over here, but no, pink color looks better in this case. And the second figure of the very same idea by GG Studio. Okay, and we only have an artwork over here, not even a picture of the figure yet. But with Anya figures in general, I wouldn't worry. I've never seen a bad Anya face figure before, be it price figure or genuine or third party. So green clothes, black clothes, and green hair. No, I would stay away from the green hair. I can't imagine it looking nice at all. The third Anya figure over here, we have Meowth from Pokemon by Kawaii Studio. Okay, solid color and gold color. What do you mean over here? Ah, okay. She looks more bling bling in a way. Okay, small scale and large scale. The small scale is going for $77. Large one, $167. It has to be massive. Oh wow, this is huge. The large scale, 38 centimeters. This thing 38 cm will be wow. Long ruler is around this size. Yes, this is huge for $168 if you buy the the large scale. So this is the white one and the gold. Of course, the Chinese will choose the gold color one because it makes them rich. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. ZH Studio, Spy Family. Okay. Anya cos as Kaito Kuroba. This is from Detective Conan, right? Yup. Okay, so we have Moonlight White version and also Dark Knight Black version. Now, white. Maybe because I'm familiar with Kaito in his white suit, not so much with black. So I think this one feels more natural to me. $99 coming out in June. Okay, the next one here, we have Anya and Freewen. Wow. Okay, so 2 figures. And the base and this, these miniatures over there. All of that for $197 a set, right? Yep. Okay. You know what? I'm so pleased that they allow us to buy only the 2 cats, the 2 chibi figures over here. At least this is an option because it feels like this pair of cats are are nicer to have than the actual figure itself. The actual figure isn't that special in my opinion. These 2 things, yeah, maybe you might want to pick up this pair of figures for $65. Okay, moving on to the next Anya figure. We have Anya cos Namikaze Minato. Is it from... I don't watch, shonen anime, that's why. This has to be from Naruto, right? I mean, that band over there. Alright, looks nice. Oh, 2 different color versions as usual. So each of them goes for what? Let's have a look. $113. I see that base over there. That's why it is more than the usual $99, right? The base over there is responsible for it. Next, Anya, another Chinese New Year one, right? Yeah, this looks like Chinese New Year theme again. Wow, the images are so small. Is that gold bar? Wow, gold. Damn, Supreme. Man, that is trademark infringement, man. You can't just print the word Supreme on a figure, but I guess they don't care, they're third parties. We have a Supreme cash printer, and she is sitting on the treasure of gold bar stamp. The ultimate Chinese New Year figure, $107 only. For you to get rich I mean, you put this on your altar next to your Buddha or whatever, and then you pray to it every day. Moving on to the next one, another Chinese New Year figure by Fuwa Studio and XY Studio. $130. Well, fair enough, because there are so much props included, and I was attracted to the release date over here, January 2025. So is this already out? The face isn't that great, isn't it? Oh, it is the reflection. It almost looked like she had two teeth out like that. No, it is a reflection. My bad. Yeah, it is the reflection. The mouth region is actually fine. Okay. I would say this is a very good Chinese New Year gift. In fact, instead of giving red packets with money inside, I think I would prefer to gift someone something like this, as long, you know, as long the figure is not broken inside, obviously, because it is a resin figure. Next one here, did I cover this last week? I mean 2 weeks ago? This feels familiar, but anyway, DBK Studio, Senwen Banka Chibi Murasame, $97. This feels familiar, I think I covered this before, but OsGK must have pushed the figure up to the front page. Okay, she's cute, but that is about it. Moving on to the next one, wow. From CD Studio, we have Hinata Hyuga from Bunny Girl version from Naruto, is it? Or is it Bleach? Naruto. Okay, $111 only, very cheap. No skill mentions, but from the dimensions given over here at the bottom of the page, it feels like 1/6. And man, what is up with that waist? The body proportions is out of whack. This is too unrealistic. I mean, yes, anime physics, but still, this is terrible. Jeez, fix her waist, man. There's too much curvature. What the heck? I mean, imagine the stomach, the liver, the intestines are all squeezed in there. Face is fine. The face looks fine, but the detail level on this figure is low, so $111 fine. But I just couldn't accept that waistline over there. It looks too weird to me. Okay, moving on to the next one from Stan Studio, we have Sword Kujaku from One Piece. $186 at 1/7 scale, September 2025 release. Why aren't there many figures of this character? Like, I rarely see this character getting third-party figures. She's pretty. What is there not to like about her? Or maybe she is a character that is highly disliked by the One Piece community. I have no idea, but based on looks alone, she doesn't look too bad. Sadist, right? She likes to whip people. Okay, face is nice. No complaints about the face over there. $186, however, feels very expensive. Like, there are a lot of $150 or less One Piece figures out there that look way more outstanding and way more sophisticated than this one over here. So this at $186 feels really expensive. Moving on to the next one from Restart Studio, we have One Piece Nico Robin book effects. Oh, okay. So is it a grimoire? Right, and then the effects coming out. 1/6 scale A version, B version is obviously the bikini one over there, and deluxe version, get both for $245. I just want to know the A version because, yeah, bikini version, no points getting that. So the A version is $182 only. All right, let's have a look. Oh, very nice face. Oh wow, they're giving you an extra realistic head sculpt over there, and it does not look too bad. Yeah, I would still display her with the anime head, obviously, if I had the figure. Right, $186 for this very nice base over here. Yeah, this is not bad, not a bad purchase at all. Alright, moving on to the next figure over here, Starex Vase Studio, licensed figure brand, so she might show up in everywhere else in Japanese sites in the following weeks. Original BGS 1/4 scale statue series caged bird. Not black gold saw, right, from Black Rock Shooter. Anyways, this is $542 at 1/4 December 2025 release. I'll take an albedo figure. Yeah. Not to say this is bad, but I like albedo's face better than this. But an albedo figure at 1x4 scale, I think Prime 1 Studio does have it. Yeah, over $800. No comparison in terms of the cost. But this is a stunning figure regardless. For $500 plus, man, this is stunning. Ooh. Alright, I think the one that attracts my attention the most is actually the base and the wings over there. Okay, moving on to the next one. Wow. Chun-Li has gone to sleep. She went to bed and then suddenly there is an intruder into her house and then she got up looking really grumpy. That is what it feels like to me when I look at this figure. Epic Creation Studio, Chun-Li Spring Princess, $1,140 at 1x4 scale. Is Epic Creations a licensed figure brand? It is, right? I mean, it makes no sense for this to cost over $1,000 unless it is licensed. Third parties could get this done in maybe $600 price point. Guild right there. Vegas mask as well. I'm not sure, man. If this is third party, it is not worth 4 digits. If it is licensed, it is still not worth it. But at least I understand why it is costing so much. Yeah, this is really expensive. The face isn't even that good, man. Okay, moving on to the next one, the best 1x4 scale this week. Damn. $1,300 only. Right, so we have Prime 1 Studio jewelry from Street Fighter 6. Yeah, this will show up in HLJ and everywhere else in the coming weeks as well. Look at that face, man. This is the best looking jewelry face so far, including third parties. And this is the pose I want in the jewelry figure because she is a taekwondo user in terms of martial arts. So I want a pose that reflects that. And not many third parties have done that, right? There was one, I think, was it Halbo Studio? I can't remember. Where she's sitting on some rocks and then there are a lot of paint. Yeah, buckets of paint around her. That was nice as well. But this is even better. Okay, yeah, comes at the price, obviously. And she is coming out in July 2026. You have plenty of time to save up. Just that, $1,300 can buy me a new camera at that point. Yeah. So that is the way I look at things, Being a photographer, I keep comparing figures to photography gear. Come on, don't Photoshop like that. There is a flame effect part in the figure, right? Is it provided? Never mind, I don't think I would display her with the flame effect part even if it is included. Oh, this is a beautiful photograph. This is what money buys you, guys. Yeah, 58 cm. The ultimate jewelry figure out there. Yep. Okay, moving on to the next one from Mio Studio. We have Final Fantasy Battle Tifa. Okay, early bird and not painted yet, so I won't discuss too much. This will be available in 1.4 and 1.6. Yeah, no price, nothing else. Okay, moving on to the next one over here from Yimo Studio with original character, and they call this Fish Beauty. You guys mean mermaid, right? $190, September 2025 release. Why Fish Beauty? That is such a dumb name. Just call it an original mermaid character. What the heck? Okay, moving on to the next one. Did not like that one. The next one here, this will be on pre-order in Japanese sites in the coming weeks. You might want to wait. Really up to you. Bear Panda, yup. They have this pair of Hai Chin Yen Encounter version figures from Ghostblade Aeolian. $73 only apparently for a pair. Not bad at all. And this is possibly the cheapest Ghostblade figures yet, because everything else I've seen so far are very pricey 1x4 scale resin statues. And this is possibly the cheapest Ghostblade figures I've seen so far. Everything else are very pricey 1x4 scale statues. Not bad at all. If this is 1x6 scale, the details are already very respectable over here. Bear Panda, man. Yeah, the low budget figure brand. Okay, moving on to the next one from Cedar Studio. Is it Cedar? Okay, or is it Cedar? Anyways, even though I speak English on a daily basis, doesn't mean I get the pronunciations right. This is Historia Rise from Attack on Titans. No price yet, just an early bird pre-order. Very nice base though. Okay, so if I have to guess $170, I'm just guessing over here. We'll see in the coming weeks. Okay, face is nice, no problems over there. Moving on to the next one. This is an update from 2 weeks ago. Ming Yashang Studio, we have this figure of Hiragi Utena from Gushing over Magical Girls. You know what? This is the best Utena figure. Yes, Ming Yashang Studio has beaten every other genuine figures out there. Like, this is a way better base and a way better setup for this figure. Like, not even close at all compared to Kadokawa's version or other scale figures. This is so much better looking. Though, I did receive a couple of comments saying that what is up with her hips being so big? She wasn't this thick in the anime. But let's be real over here. Who doesn't like barely legal JKs with childbearing hips? Not complaining. Yes, her hips, her thighs are bigger and thicker than in the anime, but I'm not complaining over here. Like, I'll take both. I'll take these. I'll take the genuine ones as well, just to support. The anime industry in general. I'll buy a licensed one and then I'll pick up a resin as well. Get both. Yeah, you need this. You need this figure. And the reason why I say this is the best is not just the setup, the pose, and the base, the face as well. They nailed the face over here, at least in this prototype sample over here. If they can replicate the same exact face in the final product, this is hands down the best Utena figure, regardless of her hip size over there. Yeah, this is amazing. Definitely one of the top 3 highlights of this week for resin section. It is that good. Moving on to the next one. From Yao Mingming Studio, we have Hitori Goto from Bocchi the Rock. This is exactly what I want to see. For the longest time, I've said that third parties have been relying on lewd content to sell products, and now that they have attracted unwanted attention, some are not doing very well. And I once said something very simple. As long you make things that are actually good, people will buy it, right? You need to make something attractive and convincing at a good price. And this is one of the best looking Bocchi figures by third parties. Not that there are many of them, but this is really good looking, and for only $130, which is not too far off the price of PVC figures. Yeah, this is very nice. And are there even 1x6 scale Goto figures out there by genuine brands, licensed brands? I don't think so. No. 1x7, yes, a few. 1x6, nope. And this is a very beautiful face, man. Very photogenic. This is so photogenic. If there is one feedback I have for this figure, it can be better. Give her an extra head sculpt with a funny face expression from the anime. That is all I ask for, and this would be perfect. Moving on to the next one. What do we have over here? G Studio Journey to the West Swiss Spider Spirit. Oh, I have covered this 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this is an update. Now we have a price only $130. It is way cheaper than I expected. But yeah, original character. And no, this is real resin, right? No. Yeah, it is real resin. I thought it was cloth for seconds over there. Nothing too special. And you know what? If you want to sell your figure, G Studio, please take better photos. I can barely see the face over there. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. I have no idea who or what this character is. Me Site Kind Mita by Lingyue Studio. Or it is from a video game called Me Site. No idea what is that. Okay, $156 at 1x7 scale, coming out in September 2025. This feels meh to me. I mean, $156 will buy me a decent Idol Master figure already compared to something like this. I'm not sure. Not too sure about this one. Well, I don't even know what is Me Site. I'm not qualified to say anything about this figure. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Wow, Beast Studio has a figure of BB Dubai from FGO, and she wants your meat. I mean, how can you say no to that face over there? She wants your meat. This is excellent, and in my recent video on which third-party figure brand is good just a few days ago, I covered Beast Studios Asuna from Blue Archive. She turns out great. Her face is nice. So if you want this, you like her, yeah, go ahead and pre-order it. I think they will deliver. Okay, so why is it so expensive? Simple. Regular version without the cast-off parts is only $212. Deluxe version set with the ahem parts, cultured parts, which I assume that will be the majority of the pre-orders they receive from outside of China. $344, quite expensive, I know. Moon Cancer BB with no clothes on, and a very attractive pose. I hope that third parties would pick up more FGO characters. Seriously, it is not common. Moving on to the next one from Spike Town Studio with Uma Musume Tokai Teyo, $188 at 1/7. Okay, this one... Oh, come on, low res image. I can't even zoom in, man. Oh, alright, this is better. I'm not sure about this one costing almost $190. Even a Fat Company Uma Musume figure that is on Amiya exclusive looks way better than this. Looks way more detailed. Yeah, this feels like a $150 figure maximum, even for Resin, not $188. Even more so when she is not 1/6 but 1/7. Moving on to the next one, the last two figures for today are from Blue Archive. The first one, Blue Archive, Plana, and Arona. Two figures for $184. What a great deal. What a bargain. Yin Studio. September 2025 release, and no, you can't undress them unfortunately, but not complaining. A pair of figures that looks great. Great faces over there. And a sofa for $188. What is there not to like? Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about the halo on their heads. Those might break a little bit too easily, or they might be metal. Hopefully they are. That is my only concern over here. Everything else are amazing, man. Of course, they always focus on the feet. Very important, right? Yeah, this is great. I can highly recommend this. If you are wondering about Yin Studio, I actually covered their figures before in the previous episodes, and their stuff are fine. Like, they haven't messed up the faces of their figures. I think their Blue Archive Kisaki was great as well, so you shouldn't worry about this pair of figures. Yeah, go ahead and get it if you like them. And the last figure for today, I'm not sure if I covered this before. It feels familiar, but back then, we did not have a price, assuming if I did cover it 2 weeks ago. Now we have a price of only $221 for this figure of Sorasaki Hina wedding dress version from Blue Archive by Alice 21 Studio, a brand that I can highly recommend. Coming out in September 2025. This is stunningly beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I saved the best for the last. I kind of want one. I told everyone that I don't like wedding dress figures, and then I see something like this, I tell myself I want one. Right, so this is the best third party this week, together with that Utena figure earlier, and this pair. The best 3 1/6 scale or smaller third party resin figures this week. Yeah, 1/4 is that licensed jewelry figure earlier, no contest. And until then, that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order? Let me know down in the comments below. For me, it is that Arknights Amiya figure in a cascade. That is the biggest one over there for me this week. So until then, if you found this video informative or helpful, give this video a like, subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. Until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. Thanks for watching and goodbye.